I got a pet. This is Patrick the pink starfish. No studio, no animator. Today you'll see a lazy pink starfish fight his best friend, a weird sponge, and just a good story about a funny adventure. I step outside to see the vast and endless ocean. The blue horizon stretches out forever in front of me. I hear the waves and the cries of white seagulls. My hands reach for the heavy gear bag on the bench. I check the diving mask and snorkel for my trip. The bright underwater flashlight is ready for the deep dive. I walk down the old wooden pier toward my boat. My small boat is rocking gently in the clear water. I jump into the boat and feel the sudden sway. I pull the starter cord to wake the engine up. The engine roars to life as I start my journey. The boat cuts through the calm water with great speed. The sun reflects beautifully on the surface of the sea. I see rocks and seaweed through the crystal clear water. The boat rocks slowly as I prepare for my dive. I put on my mask and get ready to dive. I take a deep breath and jump into the water. Bubbles rise up as I sink into the blue depth. The stony bottom appears as I reach the ocean floor. I begin to search among the coastal rocks for something. I flip a large stone and find something bright pink. A small pink starfish lies peacefully on the sandy floor. It slowly moves its rays as if it is waking. I gently take the soft starfish into my warm palms. Two tiny eyes open and look directly into my camera. I realize this is Patrick the starfish from the show. He lazily waves a ray to say hello to me. I carefully place him into a clear water container now. I swim back to the surface with my new friend. I climb back into my boat, exhausted but very happy. Patrick is safe in the container on the boat seat. I turn the boat around and head back to home. The ocean stays behind as we sail toward the shore. I walk into my living room with Patrick in hands. A giant glass aquarium is waiting for its new guest. I slowly pour Patrick into his new, beautiful home aquarium. He gently lands on the soft sand of the tank. Patrick slowly flips over on the sand inside the tank. He looks at me through the glass with huge eyes. Patrick tries to swim, but he looks very clumsy now. He flails his rays around in a very funny way. He falls right into a small seashell on the bottom. I can't stop laughing at his silly underwater antics today. Patrick puffs up his chest and looks quite offended now. He sneezes loudly, sending tiny bubbles everywhere in the tank. The bubbles stick to the glass and blur my vision. He looks at me with a very guilty and sad expression. I set up my laptop to monitor Patrick's daily life. I begin my long observation of my new marine friend. Patrick crawls up the glass using his tiny suction cups. He stretches out on the warm sand for a nap. He slowly closes his eyes and falls into deep sleep. I test different foods to see what Patrick likes most. His abilities are amazing as he eats everything quickly now. Patrick begins to grow at an unbelievable, rapid speed now. He starts to glow with a bright, magical pink light. The tank is now completely filled with thousands of bubbles. He is getting bigger and bigger, filling the whole tank. His giant rays are pushing hard against the thick glass. The glass begins to crack under his enormous, growing weight. I quickly open the top lid before the tank breaks. Patrick slowly crawls out of the tank onto the floor. He is now as big as my living room sofa. He looks at me with his big, friendly starfish eyes. He lazily waves a giant ray to greet me again. We are ready to find the mystery under the sea. I prepare the boat for our big underwater exploration journey. Patrick is resting in a giant water tank on boat. The boat heads out to the deep, open ocean again. I put on my heavy diving gear for deep exploration. We dive deep into the cold and dark blue water. The ocean is getting darker as we go much deeper. A strange shape appears in the distance on the floor. I see a yellow silhouette hidden among the ocean corals. A massive pineapple house stands right in front of us. I can hear music and kitchen noises from the inside. A restaurant sign hangs on the door of the pineapple. The door opens suddenly with a burst of bright light. SpongeBob SquarePants appears at the entrance of the house. SpongeBob looks at us with a very surprised expression now. He turns his gaze toward the giant Patrick Starfish here. His eyes widen significantly as he sees his old friend. He steps out of the pineapple into the open water. SpongeBob puts his hands on his hips and looks angry. He says something very angrily while pointing at Patrick now. He points his finger directly at the giant pink starfish. Patrick slowly swims forward to face his yellow friend today. He waves his giant ray to show he is friendly. SpongeBob stomps his foot hard on the sandy ocean floor. SpongeBob suddenly rushes forward to start a dynamic underwater battle. He jumps over the underwater tables with amazing quick agility. Patrick uses his gooberberry sunrise power to glow very brightly. He starts spinning around the room like a fast tornado. The wooden tables are flipped over by the strong current. Thousands of white bubbles fill every corner of the room. SpongeBob dodges the attacks with very fast and clever moves. He throws a sharp metal spatula right at the camera. The spatula fly past my head with a loud whistle. Patrick shoots glowing potato wedges as powerful energy projectiles now. He slams his giant ray down onto the seabed floor. The ground begins to crack under the force of Patrick. SpongeBob jumps back to avoid the growing cracks below him. He sprays a powerful jet of water from his hose. Patrick counters with a glowing Krabby Patty energy blast now. A wave of bubbles hits the tables and flips them. Plates and glasses fly everywhere during this intense battle now. SpongeBob slides across the slippery floor of the pineapple house. He quickly gets back up on his feet for more. Patrick uses his ice-cold clam ice cream power right now. A cold blast of ice moves across the entire room. The floor turns to ice and SpongeBob begins to slip. I realize that Patrick must stop fighting and go home. I shake my head no, and Patrick stops his attack. I slowly take Patrick back to his true ocean home. Sometimes we forget what really matters. In the heat of the moment, when emotions rise and everything feels like a battle, it's easy to see the other person as an enemy. But some people were never meant to stand on the opposite side. A best friend is someone who has shared your journey, your mistakes, your laughter, your quiet moments, and your victories. And no argument, no misunderstanding, no sudden anger should ever be stronger than that bond. Because in the end, winning a fight means nothing if you lose the person who stood beside you all along. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is not to fight back, but to stop, take a breath, and remember why that person mattered in the first place. Friendship is not about never disagreeing. It's about choosing each other, even after the storm.